If you're a home care agency owner in Indiana, today's video is for you. We're talking about HCBS waivers, and if you're not already serving waiver clients, this might be the most important thing you watch all year. HCBS waivers are Medicaid funded programs that pay home care providers to help people live safely at home instead of moving into a nursing facility. The people who need these services are already out there. In fact, tens of thousands of Hoosiers are sitting on wait lists right now waiting for a provider just like you. Getting enrolled in one of these programs can really help grow your agency and help you serve more people in your community. So let's break down what Indiana offers, how each program works, and what you need to do to get started. Indiana has 5 HCBS waivers, and they fall into 2 groups. The first group serves people with physical disabilities or aging-related needs. That includes the Health and Wellness Waiver, Pathways for Aging, and the Traumatic Brain Injury Waiver. These 3 are all administered through OMPP and have a pretty straightforward 2-step enrollment process for providers. The second group serves people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. That's the Family Supports Waiver and the Community Integration and Habilitation Waiver, also referred to as the CIH waiver. These 2 are run by a completely separate agency called the Bureau of Disability Services, and getting enrolled takes a few more steps. Let's go through each waiver, starting with Health and Wellness. The Health and Wellness Waiver serves Indiana residents from birth up to age 59 who have physical disabilities and meet a nursing facility level of care. It's a fee-for-service program, which means you bill the state directly, no insurance plans in the middle. So it's pretty simple and straightforward. Right now, there are about 13,000 people on the Health and Wellness waitlist. That's a lot of people who need help and not enough providers to go around. If you can serve this population, there's real opportunity to grow your agency here. Enrolling as a provider is a 2-step process. First, you'll apply through the OMPP HCBS certification portal online. You'll upload your required documents like licenses, background checks, things like that, and you'll have 5 days to fix anything that gets flagged. You'll also need to recertify every 3 years once you're in. Second, once you're OMPP certified, you enroll through the IHCP Provider Healthcare Portal. You'll get a separate waiver provider ID, and you need to make sure you're using that ID, not your regular provider ID, when you submit claims. It sounds like a small thing, but it's one of the most common billing errors that we see. Once you're enrolled in serving clients, a great way to grow your census is to build relationships with case managers in your area. They're the ones who authorize services and connect members with providers, and they also visit their clients about every 90 days. Getting on their radar is one of the best things you can do for your agency. Now, let's talk about Pathways for Aging, which works a little bit differently. Pathways for Aging serves Indiana residents age 60 and older who are Medicaid eligible and meet that nursing facility level of care. This one is a managed care program, so instead of billing the state directly, you work with one of 3 private health plans: Anthem, Humana, and United Healthcare. Your clients each choose which plan they want to be enrolled in, so it may be smart to get enrolled in all 3 if that's an option for you. There are nearly 12,000 people on the Pathways waitlist right now, with the state releasing new invitations every single month. That means there's a steady flow of new members looking for providers, and agencies that are already enrolled are the ones who get to serve them. Enrollment for Pathways has 3 steps instead of 2. The first 2 are the same as Health and Wellness, OMPP certification, and then IHCP enrollment. The third step is credentialing with the health plans directly. Each plan has its own process, which differs a little bit, so you'll need to reach out to the provider relations team to get started. For billing, you send your claims to the health plan and not to IHCP. All right, so with those 2 covered, let's move on to the Traumatic Brain Injury Waiver. The TBI waiver serves Indiana residents of any age who have experienced a brain injury from an external cause, things like car accidents, falls, or sports injuries. It does not cover strokes, aneurysms, or Alzheimer's disease, as those people would typically qualify under Health and Wellness or Pathways for Aging, depending on their age. Operationally, the TBI waiver works almost exactly the same as Health and Wellness. It's the same 2-step enrollment process, the same fee for billing process through IHCP, and the same waiver provider ID requirements. The only real difference is the population that it serves. All right, so that covers all three of the physical disability waivers. Now we'll talk about the IDD waivers, which have a very different process from the others. The Family Supports Waiver and the Community Integration and Habilitation Waiver both serve individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. These are governed by the Bureau of Disability Services, or BEADS, which is a separate agency from OMPP. The enrollment process looks completely different from what we've covered so far. The Family Supports Waiver is usually where individuals start. It's for people with IDD who live at home with family, and it's focused on supplementing the support that families are already providing. If someone eventually needs more intensive residential care, they may move to the CIH waiver depending on need. The CIH waiver has a bigger service budget and covers things that the Family Supports Waiver doesn't, so stuff like residential habilitation and community transition support. It's considered an emergency waiver, so there's no general wait list. It's reserved for individuals in crisis or with the highest levels of need. Now, here's what provider enrollment looks like for these two. There are 4 steps, and a couple of them have details you really don't want to miss. Step 1 is requesting an application from BEADS directly by email. Applications are open year-round, but pay attention to this. If your application gets denied, you can't reapply for 2 years. That's a pretty long time, so you want to make sure everything is in order before you submit your application. Step 2 is provisional approval. Once BEADS reviews your application and approves it, you'll move over into the training phase. So step 3 is a mandatory in-person leadership training. At least one person from your executive team has to attend a full day session, which is held quarterly in Indianapolis. You have to register at least 72 business hours in advance, and this training has to be completed within 1 year of your provisional approval. Don't wait on this one because you only get 4 chances to complete that, or you have to restart. Step 4 is IHCP enrollment. It's the same portal as the other waivers and that same separate waiver provider ID. Once that is done, you're ready to bill for a fee-for-service. One last thing to know about BEADS. Staying enrolled requires ongoing work. You have quarterly attestations to complete, periodic re-verification, on-site quality reviews, and required training for all of your staff. It's definitely a little bit more maintenance than the OMPP track, but agencies that commit to it are tapping into a population that is genuinely underserved and doesn't have near enough providers. All right, so that's Indiana's 5 HCBS waivers, who they serve, how billing works, and what you need to do to get enrolled. No matter where your agency is right now, there's a waiver program that could be a good fit for you and the people you want to serve. If you want help navigating the billing side of any of these programs, that's exactly what we do at GEO. The link to learn more or book a call with one of our team members is in the description below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.